hit and miss, and it's been that way since week 1.
Right.
But I don't think the tiredness hasn't set in so far. It seems like they're healthy and jumping around still, and we're.
I think the tempo of the game
midway through the 4th.
Totally different of what we've seen last week trying to defend the Chilhowie. Yeah, this game a whole lot less taxing, I believe, on.
But the defensive line showing up tonight, playing well. This might be the best performance we've seen from those guys. That front 7 is bared down. We've talked about the edges being a bit soft through the first 5 games. Well, they're not being that tonight.
They're not
bucking down against the.
What about the 3? What about the 3 interceptions?
Yeah, that
in the defensive backfield.
And it's not been so. If you're listening and think 14-0, both sides of the ball still playing well for the Cats. And this is a big play here, 3rd down and 10.
As a whole,
get back to it, and they go with the screen play to Holt Dodson, and they get him by the jersey and wrap him up for a gain of about 3 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and 7. Just enough of the jersey to slow him up. If he cuts back, he may have the first down. Had plenty of grass ahead of him, but
I believe that jersey got stretched out about 3 yards.
Yeah. It was about to break, wasn't it? And
well,
that'll force an Abingdon punt with 7:26 as the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, I was wrong. I felt like Virginia High would take a timeout right there if they got the stop, but they didn't do it. So now Abingdon, obviously in no hurry, they're going to let this thing run all the way down before they kick it, and it can be under 7 minutes when they punt the football away. Stevie Thomas back. He's had 2 miscues in the return game, most notably the muff, but on that last one he let it just sail over his head and get a 15-yard bonus roll for Abingdon.
They're going to come after the punt. It's a bad punt off to the right.
Watch out.
It nearly hit one of the Bearcat players, but it'll hit and bounce down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. So all in all, just about a 20.
Yeah, there for a moment I thought that ball was going to
punt.
come down right on the head of Joseph Kennedy, but
yeah, he nearly got nicked by it. But now the Bearcat offense on the field with a chance. 6:49 on the clock, trailing 14-0 to the 3A Abingdon Falcons of the Mountain 7 District.
All right, got to move a little bit fast now.
You got to forget what's happened to the previous 3 drives, because you think about it. Red zone, turnover on downs, red zone, turnover on downs, and then this. Or we had a punt in between, but
right.
Forgetting that one. Thomas in the backfield gets a key block as Lathrop goes underneath to a Johnny Delaney for a gain of about 5. A good play there. Instead of opting for the usual run on first down, they run the little out route, and a Johnny getting involved into this offense. And they'll switch him over and go trips to the left side now.
Jaden Booth on the coverage and with
nice
the tackle there for Abingdon.
Nice pop. 2nd down and 4. They end up giving 6 yards to Delaney. Near side slot is Bradley. They'll hand off to Thomas. Thomas breaking through defenders. A nice run. He sidestepped 2 Falcon defensive linemen before the linebackers converged. He got 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 2.
I'd like to see him be a little
see where they're gonna
less cautious with that football, kind of slinging it out in his right arm there.
Yeah.
Get a little worried about that.
Yeah.
Under 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and call it 1, a long one, maybe 2, 48-yard line of Virginia High.
Thomas still in the backfield. Lathrop's just going to keep, and he's met in the backfield. Slung down a bit late there, but Brian Burke closing down, and it's a loss of 2 yards on a 3rd down and 1, and that sets them back. Or loss of 3, and it's 4th down and 4 coming. So that's been the story of the night. I just wonder where Rose is for that 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be the time to dial him up, bring him in, let him drop his shoulder. Pick up the 1st down. Nothing wrong with him. He's standing there on the sidelines, just not the play call the coaches want at the time.
4th down and 4. 5:10 on the clock. Cats trail 14-0. They hand off to Thomas. He cuts by defenders up past the 50, and it's a 1st down. 7 yards for Thomas on 4th down and 6. What a play call. Go to the freshman, and it wasn't there. He made it on his own, and he's got the 1st down for the Cats, brought to you by BSN Sports in Bristol, the nation's largest distributor of sporting goods. 1st down and 10 at the 48. Got to get a little tempo, as Travis said. 4:50 on the clock, and it rolling here in the 4th. Lathrop going to go with the deep bomb down the field over the shoulder, but a yard long, intended for Hunter Wright, who is newly onto the scene as a deep threat in this system.
I think they had the right play dialed up there. Yeah, Jamie just leads him about a yard too far He could have picked that up.
Thomas will step off, and now Rose. Good thing with the incompletion, the clock will stop. 4:50 on the clock. Cats have all 3 timeouts, but you want to save those for defense if at all possible.
I like that play call, though. I believe I'd try it again. Try to go deep and get yardage in big chunks now.
Go snap, handoff Rose. Rose breaking tackles up past the sticks for the first down and a 14-yard gain, maybe 15 for Aaron. And it didn't look like that was going to turn into much, but he turned it.
He got it in a big chunk on the ground.
And with the first down, it'll stop the clock for a moment as they'll reset the chains. 4:43 showing. Got to wonder now if you go back to that screen here in a minute when they don't have the bodies over on this side of the field. They've got 3-on-3. If Torian can make a man miss. First down and 10. There's the signal to roll the clock. Home clock not running yet. Snap, handoff Rose, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. A nice play there by that defensive line of the Falcons. Second down and 10 coming.
Yeah, all 4 of them down linemen in there on that tackle to bring him down. Got a player that lost the helmet, so they'll have to go out.
Yeah, that's Brian Burke, the senior. That's a big out there, one of the senior leaders.
4:15 remaining. Second down and 10
clock back
now for the Cats at the Falcon 34-yard line.
Cats working left to right, trailing 14-0 here in the fourth. Lathrop takes a snap, quickly rolls out right side, hits Colton Ratcliffe underneath at the 31. And that's where they'll mark him down. A gain of about 3. You're not going to win this game by 3 yards at a time, though, with this much time left. Third down and 7. They marked him another yard, so third down and 6. Bearcat crowd trying to get something going here. We haven't had a score yet. You know, it took to the fourth to score against Chilhowie, but still in this ball game. But you're going to have to get something across here quickly.
I'm surprised there's not more urgency from the Virginia High offense.
They'll hand off Thomas. He breaks it out wide right. Gets down inside the 20, out of bounds at around the 19-yard line. Another BSN Sports first down, a 13-yard gain by the freshman.
Also gets us into the State Line Motors red zone.
Plus it stops the clock. He went out of bounds.
Absolutely. State Line Motors, proud sponsor of Bearcat Radio. Visit State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol and check out their entire inventory online at StatelineMotorsVA.com.
Getting the play call in from the sideline now are the Bearcats. 3:25 on the clock. Again, a full plethora of timeouts for Virginia High.
Talk about a balanced offense so far in this game. Aaron Rose, 14 carries. Stevie Thomas, 14 carries.
High snap. Lathrop's going to throw an off-balance lob into the end zone, and it is caught. Torian Beazell, touchdown, Cats. 18 yards for 6. And he was getting mobbed on the way down, but no flag in the process. But what a play by Torian.
Yeah, T.J. Taylor all over his back over there in the corner of the end zone. No flag flies, doesn't matter. Catches the ball in the breadbasket. Touchdown, Cats. 14-6. 3:25 remaining in this ballgame. Cats still got all 3 timeouts left. They're going to come out and line up for the extra point. Jamie out there already. He'll be your holder. Colton Ratcliffe to attempt. They'll be kicking the goalpost to our right. Ball marked ready for play. Cats line up.
What a play, though. Jamie off balance on the run to his right. Makes the pass. Not an easy pass.
There's the count. Snap, hold, kick
low,
up,
and
it's no good.
So now the road back gets tougher as that one was a low punt, low kick. I'm not even sure it would have been made anyway. And it's 14-6. Abingdon leading.
You got all 3 timeouts. So
3:25 on the clock.
Onside kick it here or kick it deep? And defensively, he played well. I think kick it deep.
You got 3 timeouts.
Yeah. But if you get the ball back, win. And if you get the ball back,
and if you don't,
you got to play with a whole lot more urgency offensively than what you have up until this point. Good ball game.
Great ball game here in Bristol at the Gene. 14-6. The score in favor of the Abingdon Falcons. You got to wonder how much now that missed extra point is going to come back to haunt the Cats. You know, the first good thing that happens to you on the day, and then couldn't follow up and get the extra point through. So,
well, that still doesn't hurt you as bad as the 2 missed red zone opportunities. I feel like this game has been nothing but that, just missed opportunities. all night long.
When
but you're
was
still
the
in
last?
it.
Yeah. When was the last meaningful Virginia High offensive score? It had to be Wise Central about 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
It's been a while. You know, because the Chilhowie game, it was 37-0, and we punched it in. So you go back to.
So now, the Cats have now trailed for 8 straight quarters.
3:25 on the clock as we have the State Line Motors kickoff. Colton Ratcliffe with a low kick. He's done that several times today. It's bobbled back at the 20 and dropping to a knee. Wisely is the return man. That looked like River Carter, the junior, who's also the punt returner. Wisely taking a knee, and it's Abingdon ball at their own 21. So that, that little pooch kind of scribbler worked out pretty good. It had some legs to it as it rolled down to the 20.
Well, here's where you need to use your timeouts wisely. Stay aggressive on defense. Get a stop. Let's get this ball back. See if we can't tie this football game. Abingdon quick to the line, trying to catch the Cats sleeping.
First down and 10 from their own 22. Abingdon will hand off to Martin Lucas, and he's drugged down after a gain of about 3 yards. It'll bring up second down, and Coach Chris not going to call a timeout yet. He's going to hold on to it for now. He's going to let it run.
Officials don't get in no hurry to mark the ball ready to play. See, I don't think you can stick the...
Yeah, the play clock hasn't been running.
The refs have yet to mark it ready to go.
Well, we lost about 14 more seconds there.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Chris, you're going to be forced into those timeouts here for that very reason.
Yeah. 2:43 on the clock. The play clock at 7. They've had almost 50 seconds, it seems like, to snap it here. They'll fake the handoff, and Booth will keep up the middle, and he'll fall forward, a gain of about 2. And there's Coach Chris calling the timeout, the first of the second half for the Bearcats with 2:29 to go. So it's going to come down to this third down. And about 5 with the game on the line.
We've had some big
third
downs.
Timeouts.
We've had some big third downs tonight. This is going to be the biggest. Yeah, if you get the stop here, burn that second timeout, now you're going to save a timeout on offense. I don't want to look ahead too far, but if you can get the stop, then that saves you a timeout on the offensive side to get the ball. Of course, you got to score a touchdown and go for 2 now. Trying to think as if Virginia High, have we gone for 2 this season?
We have, I believe so. Let me look. Nope, we've not. I don't think so. Not looking at our stats, we have not. So, but a red zone trip wise, you would think they wouldn't go very well the way we've played.
So we were talking about Virginia High only 20 snaps in the first half. They followed it up with 20 snaps in the third quarter. Well, so far in this second half, with 2 minutes remaining in the just a little over 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, Abingdon's only had this will be their 14th offensive snap coming up here, so they haven't had the ball very much.
So the game on the line here. Third down and 5 from the 28-yard line. Falcons need a first. Cats need to force them to punt it. Will they pass? Will they run? We'll see. Third down. Snap. It's Martin. Left side. Right side. And he's stopped at the line. Aaron Rose dissected that play, and timeout Cats. Loss of about a yard, and it'll bring up 4th down and 6. What a play by the senior linebacker in a big moment there. And the Bearcats will have the punt return team on the field for this 4th down with 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter.
Okay, now if you're Virginia High, if you're Coach Chris, let's be smart. They've been aggressive, on trying to block some punts earlier in this game. Tell those guys, don't worry about it here. Let's get a return. Let's field the ball cleanly and see what we can do. We're going to get the ball. With still over 2 minutes remaining in the football game. A timeout in your pocket. You're only trailing by 8. It's a big spot.
Biggest of the game, but the defense did their job. Lucas, after the big start, he's got 23 carries for 73 yards. Early, he had about 8 carries for 45, so we bottled him up here in the second half. Bearcats trail 14-6, but have forced a punt here by the Falcons with 2:25 to go.